Greetings everyone and happy Friday. I want to start off with an apology. My video yesterday, I have done extensive research. We have gone in depth, breaking down all the technicalities, everything that went wrong. I've had a team of engineers coming through the video, and what we've ascertained is that I'm an idiot and uploaded the wrong version. So apologies for the audio yesterday. If the audio is a little quiet on this one, the reason being is because Cuddles is currently having lady flu next door and is like a giant X-Files snot monster. To give you an idea of how ill she actually is, we still have access to the Planet Dude beta, and she is not next to me playing it. Yeah, that's how ill she is. On top of that, we are covering some big issues today. We've got neuroscientists, we've got the Writers Guild of America, so, because it's Friday, I wanted to cheer us up. But I don't want to get weighed down with these heavy doom and gloom things. So, we have I Love You, Colonel Saunders, playing in the background, KFC dating sim. You can't get more duality of man than that. So, let's crack straight into this. We're going to start with the Writers Guild of America, and this will upset a lot of people, I understand that, but try and bear with me. Even if I start to break down and cry, try to bear with me on this one. They are not, it's even hard for me to say, they will not be awarding a video game writing this year. They will not. Now, for those of you who don't know what the Writers Guild of America is, and there's a Writers Guild everywhere. There's a Writers Guild of Great Britain, everywhere. Basically, it is a union. So, if I'm a writer, something goes wrong with a contract, I can turn to them and go, ooh, something's gone wrong. They step in, and they can do all the legal stuff for me and everything else. For that service, I pay them a fee. I pay them a due for them to come and help me out. Now, gaming doesn't really have this in terms of writing. They don't like gaming people because it's not really seen as a true vocation. But it turns out people that write video games also have money. So for a period of time, they decided that they would accept writers of video games. You couldn't vote. You could pay us money and join the Writers Guild, but you can't vote or anything like that. But we'd happily accept the money. And they went to, if I remember correctly, this is off the top of my head now. God, why can't I remember the gentleman's name? Chet something. Apologies. He's the writer of Portal and also Half-Life. It's like, not a name you should really forget. They asked people like that to join because then you'd win an award, but you can't actually vote or anything like that. So it was shady as hell. Let's put it that way. It was very, very shady because it's not respected. And this is what I want to get into. Is that how, after all this time, is gaming still not in any way respected? Let me throw this number at you. 2019, the global gaming market is going to generate $152 billion. And yet still, it's not respected. The biggest, most successful, financially franchise in entertainment we currently have is Grand Theft Auto. I was there for the birth of Grand Theft Auto. I remember that coming out and how hugely controversial it was. And now it's huge. Even if you haven't played it, people know the GTA acronym. They will know it, and they will know it's some game, something or other, got lots of murder and horrible things that happen in it, and you stab prostitutes. Even if I asked my mother, she would know that. And she certainly never played Grand Theft Auto. It's become that much part of pop culture. And in many respects, the writing for games has to be far more immersive, far more connected to the person that's interacting, not just viewing it. For instance, we can be downstairs, myself and Cuddles, watching a film, and I can step out into the kitchen, grab a drink, walk back in and go, what just happened? And Cuddles go, that guy who I think's related to that guy just killed somebody? I can't remember who that one is. I don't know. And we all sit back down and we'll carry on watching it. That can't happen in a game. In a game, at every step of the character's journey, I have to be there. I have to physically interact. If we kill somebody, if we save somebody, I have to be there every step of the way for that journey. And when it's done well, I would say it's incredible and up there with the very best films. The Usual Suspects, The Godfathers, the original Star Wars trilogy. It's up there with those level of films in terms of immersion, enjoyment of that cinematic universe. Gaming can do that as well, and it should be respected as such. On to the flip side, and our neuroscience. Yes, if you didn't know, recently the World Health Organization has actually voted to officially recognize gaming disorders as an international disease. Yes, apparently the fact that we sit and play video games and are apparently all crazy addicted and we never see the sun. Actually, that is true for me. I might be part of the World Health Organization craziness. There we go. Anyway, recently in London, a neuroscientist came out and said, look, we shouldn't stigmatize people for playing games. They're not addicted to games. It's an escapism. It's a way of dealing with the world. Be it if somebody wants to read lots of books. Somebody wants to watch films. If somebody gets home from work, cracks open a glass of wine, and they sit in front of Let's Dance 2019 or whatever the next show thing is. I don't watch TV anymore. Yeah, whatever the next thing is, they sit down and they watch that just to get away from the stresses and the world outside their door. That's all gaming is. Yet, somehow we still have this blinkered approach that it's nerdy people sat, in their room, all dark, and they're on their computer, and that has so moved away. Yes, there is still always going to be that aspect of it. I will fully admit, I am one of those. I should be on a treadmill more. I should go running outside. I should maybe leave the house at all. That might be an idea, I don't know. But gaming has moved on so far from that mindset. And in fact, in all fairness, that's exactly what Nostalgia Griffin, apologies for the pronunciation, is trying to say. And I quote, I think we can all agree that there are certain instances in which anything can become problematic. It's like if you say eating food is bad for you. Sometimes food might be bad for you, but other times it isn't. There may be instances of problematic gaming out there in society, but really we're talking about 1 or 2% of all people who play games. Now you may listen to what I just said and think, isn't that just common sense? Isn't that just what everybody thinks? And it turns out it's not. That statement needs to be made by a neuroscientist for it to be taken seriously. Even though it's something anybody would say on the street, I would think. And this is the worrying thing. This is where we get to the heart of the issue. Is that if gaming cannot be taken seriously, if it is seen constantly as this childish pursuit of this little fringe thing that we don't need to think about, we don't need to talk about, it's just silly gaming and the fad's gonna blow over eventually. If we keep focusing on these issues of, is video games as important as cinema? Are gamers who play going to suddenly go crazy and do stupid things in the world? If we keep having to focus on those conversations and have them over and over again, then we're going to miss out on the bigger issues that need to be spoken about, such as games like, and I hate to bring it up, FIFA, which is a morally bankrupt game. Let's be entirely honest, it works purely now on the premise of FOMO, the fear of missing out. Every year they bring out the same thing, charge people a fortune to buy packs, so that they can do exactly the same thing they did last year. They don't even say, okay, you accumulated this many points, you can carry a percentage. They don't do anything like that. It's purely just the same thing rebranded, and now they've come out with the classic line, where we can't do anything until the next generation of console comes out. I'm sorry? So we can have a game like Cyberpunk 2077 come out on console, and you can't improve a football game to have new features. Really? That's your logical argument to it. If we keep being stuck with the arguments about things like the writing and gamers going crazy, we miss out on those type of issues. We also miss out, far more importantly, on issues like microtransactions and how that's going to go into, which they keep pushing, the world of mobile gaming. Because let's get away from the stereotype of the person that's stuck in their room and they're just playing with the lights out all the time. You're looking at going global, going mobile, and people having access 24/7 on the train, at work, whatever they are doing, to their phone, to the games they are playing, and the fact that if you have not properly controlled how microtransactions are going to work and looked at that, then people can get in serious debt, and that becomes a very big issue that we need to look at. So we need to get away from these just redundant, now stupid arguments that we have about gaming, and we need to look at it in a broader, more mature way. And that starts at the top. J. Allen Brack's comments, which we spoke about the other day, which is basically monetarization on mobile phone games. Hey, if you want to do it, it's okay. It's cool. That's the industry you work in. That shouldn't be the way you look at that. Ubisoft's VP for Global Communications, Stephanie Magnia, apologies again on the pronunciation, came out with this little snippet. And it was, we strongly believe that if you produce great entertainment, a great game with great content, then in the end, if it's meaningful to people, then they will come back to it. And that's it. That's what it used to be. We will come back. More importantly, for businesses, for corporations, because that's what it is at the end of the day, we will give you our money. Just make it good. Make it meaningful, and we'll keep coming back to it. And that's how fans are made. And once you've made the fans, then we will very much give you money for toys, pops, whatever. I'm surrounded by it for World of Warcraft, and I love every single one of it, because I'm a fan. That's all it takes. Whew, that is me done. I'm going to go lie down now. And mostly for playing Colonel Sanders, which is... Whew. Whew, something else. Have a great weekend, everybody, and I'll talk to you all later.